Okay, good morning. Today we are going to start 2028 A-level batch, right? This is an individual A-level class. I am I am Vishal, sir. I am doing 2028 A-level classes in Negombo, but I did not start at the online class. That is the reason to do an individual class. It's no issue. I can maintain it. So I will do. First of all, before we start the lesson, as this is the very first day, we will discuss first how the A-level paper comes and how you should answer the A-level paper and what is the Z score that you may get for the subject of ICT, right? If you have any issues, you can drop a message in any language, right? Okay. First of all, we are going to start from the unit 1 onwards today. First, your A level is when we are talking about A levels. You are doing A levels in 2028. A level is a journey you are going within 2 years. For these 2 years, will be break up into two types as grade 12 and grade 13. But in your A-level exam, you will get the A-level paper from grade 12 as well as grade 13. When you are doing O-levels, it is also a 2 years journey that you get the paper from grade 10 as well as grade 11. A-level also same, you will get in grade 12 as well as grade 13. This is the chapter introduction about the GCC A-level Advanced Level ICT, right? This is the content of ICT. In grade 12, you have 7 lessons to cover. In grade 12, you have 7 lessons to cover. And grade 13, it continues from 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. There are about 13 to 12, right? This is a one chapter. 13 to 12 lessons in your A-level ICT. First lesson is a very simple lesson called Concepts of ICT. Concepts of ICT. Second is about the evolution of the computer, how the computer have been evolved. So the second is evolution of the computer. Third is number system. Fourth one is logic gate. Fifth chapter is operating system. I called it as OS. Sixth one is networking. Seventh one is SDLC. That means system development life cycle. 38 lesson. It is a very important lesson called HTML, CSS, and PHP. We are going to learn high-level programming languages as the chapter 8. Chapter 9 is a very important lesson which consists of about 42 marks to your A-level exam. It's Python. 10th is database. 11th chapter is e-commerce. E-commerce. 12th is IoT. IoT means you are learning about this robotic science. And 13th one is e-business. This is the content of your A-level, right? This is the content of your A-level. Now I will tell about the A-level paper structure by showing you a A-level paper. When we are talking about the A-level ICT paper, it consists of two parts as part 1 and part 2. Part 1 consists of 50 MCQ questions. Part 2 consists of as two parts as part A and part B. Part A goes as structured essay. Part A goes as structured essay which consists of 4 structured questions. These are very compulsory. You cannot skip these 4 questions. Essay questions. Part B is essay questions consists of 6 essay questions. You want to answer only 4 questions. You should only answer the 4 questions. You can skip, you can reject 2 questions. The structure of the A-level ICT paper never changes, right? Never changes means there are lessons which involving in this structured essay and which is involving in this essay question. The latest paper is 2025 A-level ICT paper, but I could not be find the second part. That means this essay question part. So I will screen share now the 2024 A-level ICT paper and show you the A-level paper. After that, we will talk about how to work to a rank and go to a campus, and we will start our lesson, right? Before that, can you drop me a message? Have you ever done the O-level ICT? Uh, have you done O-level ICT? Yes, I did. Okay, very good. If you have done O-level ICT, actually, I think that you know these lessons. Concepts of ICT is a very simple lesson, which is the lesson of grade 10 unit 1 and grade 11 unit 6. Advantages and disadvantages. Evolution means we are talking about the generations. Number system, you know. Logic gates, you know. Operating system, you know. Networking, you may not know. SDLC, you know. Database, you know. HTML, you know. So that's the advantage of doing O-level ICT and coming to the A-level ICT, because all the lessons we are going to learn in the O-levels. Okay, I will screen share. Can you see the screen? I hope that you can see the screen. Okay, this is the 2024 GCC Advanced Level A-Level ICT paper, right? So when we are talking about this paper, this is your MCQ paper. You will get the MCQ in a 1 day, and after about 2 days, you will get the second part. That means the part 2. You should write the part 1 and part B in 2 days, right? So this is the part 1. Sorry. It consists of 2 hours. You will have 5 optional answers. That is a very important fact in A level. In O level, you have only 4 optional answers, but in the A level, you consist of 5 optional answers. Only one answer is correct from these 5 optional answers. So we will move forward. MCQ 50 questions are all lessons. All the 13 lessons consists of this MCQ. So when we are moving forward, you can see this paper consists of 27 pages. That means A-level GCC, A-level Advanced Level ICT paper is a page within 27 pages, right? There are about 15, not about, there are exactly 50 MCQ questions. You write in this in a 1 day. Then about after 2 days, they will give a time about 48 hours to study for the part 2. But there is issue for you that I will explain it later, right? This is the part 2, consists of 3 hours and 10 minutes you will get for additional reading time, right? Okay. This is part A. Part A means this is your structured part. Definitely, these 4 questions are compulsory. compulsory you should answer these 4 questions. From these 6 questions, you should answer only 4 questions, right? These 4 questions consists of, as I remember, they have given the marks. Yeah, these 4 questions consists of 40 marks, and this each question consists of 15 marks, right? Each question consists of 15 marks. You should answer 4 questions, that means 60 marks, right? So in the A-level ICT paper, I will write in the board later the marks, right? This is the first structured question. It's from HTML. It never changes, right? So the first compulsory question is coming from HTML. It never change. Not only HTML, CSS and PHP. We'll move forward. The second question is coming from the operating system and e-commerce. Sometimes the IoT lesson is involved in this second question. Third question, we will move to the third question. Third question never changes. It's from Python. It never changes, right? It's from Python. Fourth question also never changes. It is from SDLC. It is from System Development Life Cycle. This is the about structured question. You should answer all these 4 questions. But in this part 2, there are 6 questions that you should answer only 4 questions to this. The first question is from logic gates. It never changes the structure. It's from logic gates. If the syllabus change only, this structure will be changed, right? And the second is from networking. Second lesson is from networking. Then we'll move forward. Seventh question is from IoT, which is we are going to learn in grade 13, chapter 12. It's about IoT, means you have heard about robotic science. Robotic science. We are going to learn about robotic science in this chapter. And the 8th is again Python. Then you can see you will get a structured question and the essay question, as well as you will get about 15 MCQ questions from this Python lesson. That is why I said that this is a very important lesson to your A-level exam. Next, we will move forward. This is 9th. We did the 8th question, right? 8th question is from Python. 9th question is from database. It never changes. The structure never changes. You can see by going through in the past papers. 10th question is a combination of all the lessons, right? It may be somehow difficult. Operating system, number systems, what is this? CPU structure. This is again about Python. This is about HTML. This is about spreadsheet content of the web browsers. Yes, this is also about e-commerce. You can see the 10th question is a combination. It depends, right? So I cannot exactly say about the 10th question, but for the 9th question, the structure never changes. Okay, I hope that you got an idea about the GCC A-level Advanced Level ICT paper. How the paper comes and what is the structure of this A-level paper. As this is the first day, that is why I am explaining all of these, right? After that, I will explain about the set score and about your A-level exam timetable. And next, I will explain about our classes schedule and how we works in the classes. Next, we will move to the unit 1. I hope that you have taken the printout. Next, we are going to talk about the marks allocation. When we are talking about the marks allocation for the GCCE A-level advanced level ICT paper, I told that there are two parts as part 1 and part 2. Part 2 consists as two parts as part A and part B. Part 1 consists of 50 MCQ questions which each carries 2 marks. That means 50 multiplied by 2. You will get 100 marks for this part 1. And part 2, there are 4 questions. Each carries 10 marks. That means 40 marks. Part B, you should answer yes, 4 questions. Each carries 15 marks, 60 marks totally. For the GCC A-level advanced level ICT paper, you will get the marks out of 200 and it will be divided by 2 and gives the marks from 100. From 200, you should score at least 180. Not 180, about 170 is enough to select a campus. Right? This is about the GCC A-level advanced level ICT paper. As I talked about you through WhatsApp and I contact you and I got the details, you are from Ampara district, as I think. Ampara district, you have a better opportunity to get a district rank because you are from Ampara. Because the English medium students are very low in the Ampara district, so you will get a better opportunity to get a district rank as well as island rank, and you have an opportunity to get a university in Colombo. Because there is a lot of advantages in the Ampara, Vaunia, Mulathiu, Jaffna, those district students have a better opportunity, right? Than the Kalampu, Digappaha, Kunagal students. This is about the A-level ICT paper, structure, and how the marks will be consists. Now, actually, I am happy about you that you have chosen the subject of ICT which consists of major essence score in your GCC A-level advanced level paper. I will show that with the evidences. What's your name? Clarendon. Am I correct? Clarendon is your name. What are the 3 subjects that you are doing? You are doing in the commerce stream. Right? Definitely, as I remember, you should do accounting. You should do ICT as you are involved in this class. What is the other subject that you are doing?
Business.
Is it Econ or BS?
BS.
BS. Okay. BS. There is no issue. BS is, I think, better than Econ because it's also consists little much of Z score. Your Z score is gained like this, right? You should know these things. How the Z score is created. Your Z score is created like this. You can see this in the YouTube as well. X minus like this alpha letter divided by this symbol, right? This is how the set score is created for each subject. That means this is called a standard deviation. As I remember, you know what is the meaning of standard deviation. You learn it in maths. Or you don't. If you haven't learned in the maths about standard deviation, no need to learn. This is about your marks. This is your marks that you will score. This is the subject average. Normally, if we assume right? Normally, if we assume that you will get about 85 marks for ICT. Normally, ICT subject average goes maximum 55, right? Subject average is maximum 55, it is less than 55, right? So I take at 55. Normally, ICT standard deviation goes in 15, right? Standard deviation will goes in 15. When you minus this and divided by 15, you will get 2.0. By doing the ICT subject is the one more subject that you will have the higher Z score, because the subject average is getting lower and lower. Your Z score is growing up and up. That's how the GCC A level advanced level have been created. So if we assume that you are not telling like that, but if we assume that you are not working for A levels, so you will get the marks 35. No matter you haven't failed the exam, you have scored pass. We minus 55 divided by the standard deviation of 15, you will get minus 1.33 score. That means if you score your marks more than the average marks, you will get a plus Z score. But if you are scoring lower than the subject average, you will get a minus Z score. Normally, econ subject average goes about 70, range of 70. BS also goes in the range of 70. Definitely, to get a plus Z score, you should score more than 70. Otherwise, you will get a minus Z score. That is the reason that the ICT have a higher Z score than Econ and BS. Okay, give me a minute. This is how about the Z score created, right? I will show some results that we have scored. These are not my results actually. Yeah? I took these from Akilesa, who is doing accounting in English medium, who is my teacher. Okay. I think you can see the screen. Yeah. Okay. This is a student. He have done economics, business studies, and accounting. He haven't these two results are from Colombo district. Right, he have got 3 years, but he haven't done the subject of ICT. See what have happened to the result. The district rank is 274 and the island rank is 2461. Z score is 1.7. Already he have got a campus 1. If you are scoring more than 1.5 Z score, definitely you will get a campus. As you are in Ampara district, if you score more than 1.2 range, you will be able to get a campus. But see this results. He have done economics, accounting, and ICT. He have skipped the business studies and chosen the ICT subject. Her Z score will be 2.4. Imagine that both the results are same. District rank is 16 and island rank is 110. I think that you can assume, right, how much of Z score will be contained for this subject of ICT. Right? Those are some results, right? Those are some results who are doing in the commerce stream. As you are doing commerce stream with the subject of ICT, you have a better opportunity to get a district rank. And there is another more advantage for you because you are from Ampara district. Because as I think there are about no students doing English medium accounting stream. So you will have a better opportunity. So to get a district rank, to get the island rank, that should be our target from this, right? We are playing a match. We are going a journey, right? Within 2 hours, we cannot skip that journey in the middle, right? We are we are going to play a bigger match. That means image that we are going to play ODI cricket match. You should play the 50 overs from the beginning, and you should have a plan to face the first ball of your cricket match, as well as you should have a target to score. You should have a plan to score the 50th over. That means for 300 balls, right? ODI match consists of 300 balls. You should consist of a plan to face the first ball as well as 300 balls. And the middle overs also you should play very nicely to get a good score. Otherwise, you will lose the match, right? This is also like that a match, right? So we should have a plan in the beginning. We should have a dream in the beginning to get a district rank as well as to get a island rank. If we have a dream, if we have a target in our life, we will score a district rank or the island rank. Definitely we can do it, right? So let's work not only for this ICT subject, you should balance your BS and accounting subject as well. I hope you have chosen the classes. All the results will be come on this month. At last of May or June first week, the oral results will be released. Doesn't matter about the oral results because district ranks or island ranks are coming not for the students who are getting 9 days. Students who are working hard will get a district rank and island rank. So past is past. We should think about the future. We will think about the future and work to a rank for a district rank for this A-level ICT. This is how about the subject area introduction and how the marks will be scored and how the marks will be gained for your A-level paper. There is another small thing, right? Normally A-level ICT doing about 30,000 20,000 students in 2023 A level. I will take 3 batches: 2023 A level batch, 2024 A level batch, and 2025 A level batch. I cannot remember the exact value. As I remember 2023 A level batch, about 30,000 students have done A level ICT, but in not 30,000, 40,000. But in 2024, about 50,000 students have done A-level ICT. In 2025, 56,000 students have done A-level ICT. That means there are some more batches you are in 2028. I am guessing that about 70,000 students are doing A-level ICT. But the way from this 50,000, this is the latest results released by the government. From 56,000, there are only 1,200 A passes. There are 20,000 F passes for this A-level ICT. Are you buying, right? Not, I am getting scared, right? You should not get scared for the subject. I am showing this. You should work hard from the beginning onwards. From the today onwards, you should study. Normally, your class will be 3 hours and I will teach something today, right? I am teaching today because we consist of 3 hours. So you should definitely have a plan, have a dream, and you should study what I am doing today. Your time, as I am a retirement teacher of Maharashtra College, I am not going to school. I am doing only private tuition classes, all level and A levels. So I have the time in the morning. This will be your time until you face the A level exam. Morning. The class starts at 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30 class will be over. You may have a drink. You may have a sleep after 1:30. You will take your lunch at 2 o'clock. You may sleep 2 to 3:30, 1.5 hours. But after the 3:30, you start studying. What I have teach now. That's how you should work hard, right? You should do the work that I am giving today in today itself. Otherwise, we cannot make a target, we cannot make a dream. As I told the fees about the class for 4 days, right? For 4 days. But in this month, I am normally taking the fees in the month before 10. But in this week, I saw the calendar, we have to done only 3 days. But it's not legal, right? මේක මට හිත දෙන්නේ නැහැ. To take 3,500 and do it 3 days. So we will add the cover date to do 4 days. Actually, the reason is today is your first day. But in Negombo, I am doing G.C.E A-Level Advanced Level 2028. We are in the third unit. We started the classes before 2 months, but we skipped the second lesson. And came to the third unit. So you should also come to this. That's how about the paper. Before we start the final thing that I should say for you about the class. What is our plan and how our class works, I will say within about 10 minutes. Next, we will start the lesson. Give me 1 minute. Huh? Okay, and next we are going to talk about our class plan, right? For GCC Advanced Level 2028 students. Give a minute. Huh? As you are the students who are doing the A-Level ICT in 2028 A-Level, that I will explain about the how the class plan, right? Online class is conducted, all the lessons fully English, no single word talking in this online class. But in the physical classes, we doing it in the mixed language as English and Sinhala mix. If you want to do it in mix, you can request me, right? As you all request to do it this in fully English, I am doing this A-level class within fully English. So when we are talking about the plan, class plan, right? Each unit, you will get a tune. For physical class students, I will print and give. For the online students, I will provided you the PDF. You should take a printout. This is the theory tune that you have. And you have a pin. This is your MCQ review book that I have explained all the 5 optional answers separately with all the theories, right? This is for working to a island rank to a district rank. Next, you have a tune, which is a very largest tune. I have provided this for my physical classes students, which consists of 420 pages. This is unit-wise A-level ICT past papers. Unit-wise MCQ questions, structured questions, and essay questions consists in here. We will do all those things in this live class, and as well as we will discuss all the A-level ICT past papers from 2011 onwards to 2025 in this live class are chapter wise, right? Unit wise, we will discuss. Beyond that, you will get a weekly paper. Weekly paper means what I am teaching today, right? What I am teaching today, you will get it. I will show the latest result. We have done already 7 weekly papers for the Negombo physical classes students. This is the latest physical classes students. I will at the batch top. So you should also gain this. අපි මේක අල්ලන්න ඕනි. So that you will get the weekly paper 1. I will show. I will show it, right? Weekly paper 1 results. We'll see weekly paper 1. Weekly paper 1 results, I think this should be, yeah. Now, this is weekly paper 2. This is weekly paper 1 results. 100 have been scored. So you will get this paper next week. And we will create a mind map, right? We will create a mind map chapter wise, right? This is a mind map, means it is a short note created by chapter wise. We will create it in this live class. So that's about the thing that I should explain about the classes. Beyond that, you will get a unit test after each unit ended, and you will get also a monthly test after 2 months. Right? After 2 months, monthly test I am not telling. This date you will get. I am giving the monthly test in the 4 days. I am not telling. So you should get ready for that. For weekly papers, for daily papers, for monthly papers, for unit test, you will use your target should be to score more than 80 marks, right? You should gain the physical classes students. We should maintain the same class. Then I can add your name to the weekly paper too. We will do as put in the cover classes, right? Okay. We will start the GCC A-level Advanced Level ICT Unit 1. When we are containing about the Unit 1, it's about the concepts of ICT. It's about the concepts of ICT. Wait, give a second. Concepts of ICT, I told that this is the lesson that you are learning in grade 10. That means grade 10 unit 1. Then give a second for me. The ink is over actually. That's the reason. So I should fill the ink with the blue pen. Okay, this is our GCC A-level Advanced Level Unit 1, Concepts of ICT. I will explain, first of all, what are the theories you should learn in this, right? You are going to learn about data and information. If you have gone through the tube, you can see it. You are going to learn about the data and information. You're going to learn about data and information. Then we are going to learn about the golden rule of information. This may be new for you, right? Then big data and list, those all are come under data. Then the advantages of ICT and disadvantages of ICT. And we will learn about data verification. These are new parts. Data verification, data validation, data validation. These are the new parts. So we will move to the unit. Before we are moving to the unit, please drop me a message. Have you taken the printout, unit 1? Did you take the printout? I assume that you have taken. Yes, okay. Good. I will screen share the tute as well, right? Because I am providing this recording, because at the middle, if students will be joined to the classes, they should see this tute, right? That's why I am recording. If you know your friends, you can inform about the class. This is unit 1. Okay, unit 1 tute. Hope you can see the board as well, right? Drop me a message. Can you see the board as well? No, right? Yes. No. Okay. Never mind. Never. Okay. No. Never mind. Never mind. We will learn first of all about data and information, right? We are going to learn about data and information. For if we need the board, I will use the board. If we need the screen, I will use the screen to do. Okay. Hope you can see me. Okay. We are going to first of all discuss about data and information. I will do all my part. You should do your part as well, right? Wait, give us a second, right? When I needed the board, I will connect my phone because the battery health is not good at my iPhone. Okay. For the non-explanation, I will done by doing the screen share because I think it's maybe easy, but the thing, should I write this in using a touchpad? I should take a graphic tablet soon. Okay, we will discuss about data and information. You have learned this data and information since in the grade 10, unit chapter 1, right? As I am doing O-level classes, I remember you should learn data. What are data? Data are collection of raw facts that are not processed in any mean. Data can be available in three forms, right? Then you should take a highlighter. If you do not have a highlight, you can underline. Data means the raw facts, right? You can underline, highlight or underline. Data means the raw facts. Raw facts means the not processed data. If the data have not processed, we called it as data. Data is available mainly in three forms: as text, as visual, and as audio. Give a second. Ah, okay, data. Then data means, what are data? Data are collection of raw facts that do not have a meaning. If there is no meaning, we called it as data. Then there are three forms of data. Data can be in the text form, it can be in the visual form, and it can be in the audio form. Then what are the text form. The numbers, the letters, the punctuation marks, the symbols are comes under text. What are numbers? The numbers means number 1, number 2, number 3. Then what are letters? Capital A, capital B, capital C. Then what are punctuation marks? Comma, apostrophe S, uh, this symbol, Budwambo symbol, these are punctuation. Then what are symbols? The at symbol, the hashtag, the dollar marks, these are symbols. You can write down, right? So these are called as text. As visual, we are going to talk about the pictures, graphics, and animations. Pictures means the images, graphics means the graphics that you have, that means the graphic designs that you are building. I think you know what are animations, right? Next one is audio. Audio means the sound files which consists of MP3 with a wave file, also can be considered as a audio, and if you are recording your voice, it also comes under this audio file. Raise me, or you can drop a message if you can understand this area about data, right? About data, if you can understand, please drop me a message that I have selected part. Can you understand it? Yes, understood, sir. Okay, very good. Okay, then basically two types of data. Okay, data can be classified mainly into two types. We called it as quantitative data, and the second part, quantitative spellings, quantitative data, and the second one is, what happened? Quantitative data, and the next one is the qualitative data. Then the data can be mainly divided into two types as qualitative data and quantitative data. You can write down these two, right? The data can be divided into two types in your tube. You can write as quantitative data and qualitative data. Have you finished writing? As this is not a much more note. I hope that you have finished, right? Yeah. Okay. You can chat me, or you can on the mic and talk with me, because it's very difficult, right? Because I'm doesn't know if you are working, have you done? Because I cannot see, no. In if you are the physical student, I can see, but online students I cannot see. So you should message me, or you can on your mic and talk with me. Okay, we are going to talk about the quantitative data, right? What are the meaning of this quantitative data? Quantitative data are anything that can be expressed as numbers or qualified. Then what is the meaning of this quantitative data? Quantitative data means anything that can be expressed as numbers. If we can express as numbers, and we can communicate, and we can measure them. In other words, if we can countable, all right? Measuring means we can, if we can countable, we call them as quantitative data. In your term test, right? As you are a private student, you will does not get a term test, but I will provide a term test. For the term test, they may be asking the A-level MCQ questions from this quantitative data and qualitative data. Which of the following is not an example for qualitative data or quantitative data? Then you should know what are the examples for quantitative data and what are the examples for qualitative data. Okay, we will measure about the quantitative data. Quantitative data means anything that can be expressed as numbers or qualified, that we can get by the data by community, no measuring. We can get the data by community, by measuring. That means we can countable. We call them as quantitative data. Then what are the characteristics of this quantitative data? The first characteristics of this quantitative data is can be counted. The first characteristic is what? We can count. Can be countable, right? Can be counted. Then what is our second one? I will give the time to write. When I am teaching, you should listen. When I give the time, you should self-study by now and you should write. Okay? Second one is can be constructed in statistical model. Ah, what is the meaning of this statistical model? In your O-level maths, you learn about mode, mean, and median. We are creating the mode, mean, and medium is called as the statistical model. Then what is the second characteristics? We can be constructed it in a statistical model. And the next one can be stored in the order. Can be stored in the order. We can store those things in the order. ඊළඟට can be organized scientifically. We can organize those things as scientifically, right? These are some the characteristics of quantitative data, right? These are some characteristics of quantitative data. Then what are the, I will explain it again. What is the meaning of this quantitative data? Quantitative data means we can express as numbers and we can be qualified. We can get the data by communicating or measuring. That means we can countable. Then what are the characteristics? Can be counted, can be constructed in a statistical model, can be stored in the order, can be organized scientifically. These are some characteristics of quantitative data. Next, we are going to talk about what are the examples for this quantitative data. I am telling that he has sorry, 4 legs. For you are right, 4 legs. You can be counted that he has 4 legs. You can create the mode, mean, and medium in this. And you can organize this scientifically. You can store this in a order. These are some examples, right? The next one is, I'm telling that he is 45 kilograms. Her weight is 45 kilograms. We can be counted that the weight is 45. We can create the mod, mean, medium, and we can store it in the order, and we can organize this in scientifically. These are examples. And I am telling that he is 55 centimeters tall. I I think that you can understand. He is 55 centimeters tall. That means you can be counted. You can be organized this scientifically. You can be stored in the order. These are called quantitative data. Name, what is your name? Carlton, right? Carlton, can you understand about the quantitative data?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You may note down this about the quantitative data. After you note down, you may give a raise hand or you may drop a message for me. Next, we will move to qualitative data, right? call එක තැන okay. You have not done, right? Abhi poda quickly කරමු these things, right? Because we should go to unit 3, right? We should maintain physical classes, students. They have done, you in the O levels you learn about the 12 conversions. There are 24 conversions. After that there are ones complement, twos complement, ASCII, Unicode, EBDIC. There are theory parts in this number system also. Physical class students have done 8, yeah, 8 conversions. We will maintain it quickly. Okay. Next, I will say something like this. If I say, right, if you know what is your right hand, that means you know what is your left hand, right? If you know what is right, you know what is your left. That's how you should remember this quantitative and qualitative data. If you know what is the meaning of this quantitative data, that means you should know what is the meaning of this qualitative data. Why I am saying like that? Because the opposite of the quantitative data is qualitative data, right? Quantitative data's opposite is called as qualitative data. We will see. Qualitative data cannot be expressed as numbers. In quantitative data, we talk that quantitative data can be expressed as numbers, but in this qualitative data, they are saying that it cannot be expressed as numbers and cannot be measurable. Cannot be expressed as numbers as well as cannot be measurable, but they can be identified their properties, but they have their properties, so we can identify it by their properties, this qualitative data. Then what are the characteristics of this qualitative data? We are going to learn about what are the characteristics of this qualitative data. What is the first character we wrote in this quantitative? Can be counted. Then the opposite of that, that means cannot be counted. We cannot be counted this qualitative data. When I am saying the examples, you will get a much more better explanation, right? Then next one is cannot be cannot be organized organized in scientifically fickle model. But the next character is can can be used to describe something, right? Can be used to describe something. You can describe something, right? You can be used to describe a something. The next character is cannot be organized scientifically. I told that cannot be stored in the order. Cannot be stored in the order. These are some characteristics of qualitative data. Then what are the characteristics of qualitative data? Cannot be counted, cannot be organized scientifically, can be used to describe something, cannot be stored in the order. These are some characteristics of this qualitative data. Then we will learn what are the examples, right? what are the examples for this qualitative data. I am telling that he has, not he, right? It's not suitable. She has a long hair. Long hair. Can you count how much long? Can you organize it in a scientifically model? Can be used, but long hair can be used to describe something. But we cannot store those things in the order. These are some examples, right? Next one, I am telling that he has lots of energy. Can we measure? Can we count how much of energy that he contained? Can we store that in the order? Can we use to describe? But how much of energy that he contained we can use to describe something. So those are qualitative data. I am telling that he is fair. I am telling the fair, yeah, right? He is fair. Can we use to describe something? Yes. But we cannot be counted. How much of fair can be counted? No. So these are called as qualitative data. Can you clear what is the meaning of this qualitative data? Yeah, okay. You may note down this qualitative data and give me a reason, right? Please raise down your hand. If you have completed the note, you may can raise hand. If you have finished writing, please raise the hand. Okay. Next, we are going to talk about the nature of the data, right? What is the meaning of this nature of the data, right? Data can be collected and can be stored in any media, right? You can collect the data as well as you can store the data in any media. The first point is, I will give the time to write. Data can be collected and can be stored in any media, right? Then what is the first point? Data can be collected and that can be stored in any media. Stored data can be retrieved at any time. If you are storing data, image that you are saving a file in your computer, that your file is your data, so you can store it in any media. You can save any media means you can save it as an image, PDF, document, as a text file. But what you are storing, you can retrieve at any time. Retrieve means that you can gain, you can open, you can use that file at any time. Then the next point is the stored data can be, the stored data can be retrieve, re- retrieve at any time. The stored data can be retrieve at any time. Then the next one is the data can be communicated. The storing data, the data can be communicated. Then the data can be communicated. And also your data can be processed. And your data can be processed. These are the nature of the data. If they say explain what is data, right? You should not explain right all over, right? Data means raw facts. You should write that point definitely. You should write data means the raw facts which do not have a meaning, that have not been processed, and you should write the examples, and you should name there are two types of data as quantitative and qualitative with examples, and you should explain these points as well. Data can be collected and can be stored in any media, and data can be retrieved at any time, and data can be communicated, and data can be processed. Can you clear about the nature of the data? Yes, okay. You may note down this about the nature of the data. After we discussing, that means after we finishing about this nature of the data, we will move to the next point. Most of all this unit 1, right? Unit 1 is a theory lesson. As this is a theory lesson, uh, we will do most of this as Trinshia. For the board, I will use logic gate, number systems, networking, ER diagrams, database. For those things, right, board. Theory lessons, we will do this as Trinshia. I think that is much better. Hello. වහින්න යමි වහින්න එන්නේ හොඳටම හොඳටම කළු කරලා තියෙන්නේ. ආයෙත් එනවද? වහින්නේ හොඳටම ගොරවන හොඳටම කළු කරලා තියෙන්නේ. හා ෆෝන් ගන්නද බෑ. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, next we are going to learn about this data life cycle, right? Data life cycle is also a very major point that you may put a star mark, right? Because there are some MCQ questions asked from this data processing life cycle. As well as for the first term test, they are telling to draw this data processing life cycle. For the weekly papers that I said that I am maintaining a weekly paper. For that weekly paper, I am involved in all the term test questions, right? All the term test questions, all the support seminar papers that have been answered from this unit 1 and all the school papers, right? School papers were the questions I have involved in that paper. So it's very important to do those and to score them. Huh? Okay. For example, I will show something for you. Uh, I will show in this because you are don't. I think that you don't know this, right? This is the paper that I am giving to the physical classes students in this Monday. Right, this is weekly paper 8 number systems. There are about 20 MCQ questions and essay questions, as well as they should write this paper within 1 hour. Timing papers, I am maintaining the timing from the beginning as well. All these are term test paper questions. All of these MCQ questions are given in any term test paper, any school paper, because we should maintain, we should go to a rank, we should work to a dream, because we have a target, we should achieve that target. To achieve that target, we, for especially for the subject of ICT, we should maintain papers and papers and papers. From the papers only we should can gain a good score for this ICT subject. So next we are going to learn about the data life cycle. This is some huge part, right? Data life cycle. Especially remember that there are main three types of data life cycle, right? There are mainly three types as data creation. The first step, right? This is the first step. What is the first step? Is data creation. You may put these arrows when you are writing. The second step is from the data creation, you are creating a data which is meaningful. Then the second stage is meaningful data. Then what is the second stage? The second stage is the meaningful data. Then what is the first stage? Data creation. From this data creation, you are creating meaningful data. From this meaningful data, you are creating removal of absolute data. From this you are creating that removal of absolute data. What is the meaning of this removal of absolute data? Removal of absolute data means you can retrieve, you can open, right? I told the meaning of retrieve, right? Retrieve, that means you can open, you can edit the file that you have created. This is called as removal of absolute data. You may write these three steps first. Next, we will explain about what is data life cycle. After you write in this, you may drop raise hand, right? Carlton, you are from Ampar. Is it raining for your area?
No, sir, it's kind of cloudy.
Cloudy, okay. It's getting heavy rain in here. No matter. If there is no power issue, we will do the online. It's no issue for this rain. But the issue is you may get these sounds, noises, like thundering noises. Then it may be difficult for you.
No, sir, we didn't get any sounds.
Okay. Because
It seems normal.
ah, for the smaller students only they are getting that issue. If it is thundering, they are saying that we can hear the noises, it's disturbing. Okay, have you finished writing these three stages? Yeah. Okay, we will now explain about the data life cycle. There is a huge thing to write here. First I will write, right? I will write point by point and explain, and you can write it finally, right? Data life cycle. I explained the first point already. Data life cycle consists of data creation, management of data. The management of data means the meaningful data, right? There is issue of typing today. And removal of absolute data, right? Then what is the first point? Data life cycle consists of what are the data life cycle consists? It consists of data creation, data management, and removal of absolute data. The next point, right? For the for wait for the purpose of purpose of creating the meaningful information. For the purpose of creating the meaningful information, data should be introduced to the system. Data should be, I will write and explain na? Introduced to the system. Then what is this point? Data lifecycle consists of data creation, data management, and removal of absolute data, right? For the purpose of creating a meaningful information, you should introduce to the system what is this data, right? And keeping the data security. Then you should keep the data securely and marking them accessible, necessary are necessary are done while the management of the data. If there is a connection issue, please let me know. I will type and explain, right? Whenever you also can note down, never mind, because I didn't explain this, no. After writing I will explain, otherwise it will be difficult. Typing issues දිගටම. Okay, these are the points. You may note down these and give me a raise hand, right? Uh, have you finished writing? No
No, sir,
issue.
the last part.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, done, sir.
Okay. I saw that. Okay. We talked about the data and we talk about this nature of the data and data types we talked. Now we are going to move to the subtopic of this information, right? We are going to move to the subtopic of information, right? So when we are going to learn what is the meaning of this information, right? Already you learned, right, in grade 10 as I remember. Never mind. A systematically processed data that gives a comprehensive meaning to the receipt is called as information. Then what is the meaning of this information? Information means systematically processed data. You should be process those data systematically and it should be gives a comprehensive meaning to the receipt, right? You may highlight this point. This is called as information. Then what is the meaning of information? Information means systematically processed data that gives a comprehensive meaning to the receipt are known as information. Information helps us to make decisions and conclusions easily. Why we use information? We use these informations to make the decisions as well as to make the conclusions easily. Why we use information? We use informations to make decisions and conclusions easily. We have to organize the data somehow to get the information. We cannot get the information as we want. We cannot gain the information like anything that we are giving. For to get the information, you should organize the data, right? After you organizing the data, after you processing the data only, finally you will get the information. Uh, Cloudon, can you clear what is the meaning of information?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you have any issues, please drop me a message or you can on your microphone and talk. There are three stages, right? There are three stages in the information. Then what are the three stages of this information? Input, process, and output. The what is this input and what is this process and what is this output? Input means the data. The what we input, the data that we are input should be processed, right? Process means they are creating, they are creating the meaningful, they are creating the meaningful information. They are creating in I am trying to write the information. I am writing from the mouse that way. Information. After you creating the information, finally you will get, right, creating the meaningful, sorry, not information, creating the meaningful data. Data you should create, finally you will get a information. This information only we called it as a output. Okay, I think that so you can clearly understand what are the three stages: input, process, and output. Output is called as information. What we are inputting? We are inputting the data. Next, we are going to talk about the characteristics of the information. Then what are the characteristics of the information? First, we are going to talk about the relevancy. First, we are going to talk about the relevancy. What is the meaning of this relevancy? Relevancy means the information that is related to the topic today, right? Today you have to topic or needed, right? After I will give the time to write this. First listen, right? Today you have joined to the ICT class. You are thinking that this is ICT class. Yes, this is already ICT class. But I am explaining ICT lessons. But imagine that I am not explaining ICT lessons. I am explaining about science or combined math something else. It's not relevant to the information. Your information, what is your information to learn GCC A level advanced level ICT? So I am teaching it. I am relevancy. That's called as relevancy. Then what is the meaning of relevancy? Relevancy means the information that is related to the topic or the topic related things are called as relevancy. Then next one is completeness. Completeness. P-L-E-T-N-E-S. What is the meaning of this completeness? Completeness means how much of your information have been fully recorded from the details. We called it as completeness. We will write all these together, right? First, when I'm explaining, you may listen. When I'm typing, you may self-study now, right? Then there is a no part to study. Completeness, the information that has all the record details. Record details are called as completeness. Then what is the meaning of completeness? Completeness means the information that has all the record details. We called it as completeness. The next one is accuracy. Then what is the meaning of this accuracy? The information is correct and free from errors. Free from errors. The information that you are providing should be correct and there should not be errors. It should be free from errors. We called it as accuracy. We learned what we learned. We learned about the three characters of the information. You may get MCQ questions, right? Blank. Information related to the topic is called. Then you should know related to the topic. Okay, then what is it? It's relevancy. Completeness. Information that has all the required details. All the required details, we call it as completeness. Then what is the meaning of accuracy? Information is correct from the free from errors. There is no errors. It's free from errors. And all the information should be corrected. Correct information, right? So if you are answering the questions correctly, you are accuracy. But if you are not answering the questions correctly, that means you are answering the questions wrong. It's not accuracy. Then next one is understandability. Understandability. What is the meaning of this understandability? Information that is read and understand. If you are writing, right? Image that you are a physical student that you are coming near me. If I can read and understand what you have written, we called it as understandability. Image that what I am typing in the screen, you can read them and you can understand it. We called it as understandability. Then what is the understandability? Information that is free, that is easy to read and understand. easy to read and understand. We called it as understandability. Next one is timeliness. Timeliness. Then what is the meaning of this timeliness? Timeliness means information that is up to the date, available at right time, right? It means that you are getting a order. As I remember, the Mother's Day passed away. Image that you should give a gift to your mother in the Mother's Day. So you are placing an online order with a nice rose red rose flower bouquet to your mother. Image that you are not getting that order in the correct time. Then what is the issue? Timeliness. Then what is the meaning of this timeliness? Timeliness means the information should be available, should be get at the right time. We called it as timeliness. The information that is sorry, up to the date and uh, available at the right time. Right time, we called it as timeliness. The next one is reliability. Next one is reliability. Then what is the meaning of this reliability? Reliability means the information that is trust and depends on the source. If you can trust what I am teaching, if you can trust what I am given by a tutor, it is called as reliability. And my note is depending on the teacher's guide. This is a note that I have been created. I have referred the teacher's guide and I have referred the resource book and create this note. It is called reliability. Then what is the meaning of this reliability? Information that is trustworthy and comes comes from a dependable source. Dependable source, we called it as reliability. Can you understand what are the characters of this information? Carlton, can you clear? Yeah, okay. Give me 5 minutes. Until then, you can note down these characteristics, right? If you finish note down in these characteristics, you can raise your hand. If you have finished writing, raise the hand, right? If you have errors, if you have issues related to the lessons, you can ask me any question, na? Are you still writing? Okay, finished. Okay. Next, we are going to talk about sorry, the value of information, and we are going to talk about the uses of information. And this is a very, very important in 2015, 2014, 2016, 2018, 2020, most of the LL papers test this golden rule of information. So we will come to that point after discussing about the value of information. So when we are talking about this value of information, the value of information depend on the relevancy. Depends. You may write it when I'm give the time in the red pen, depends on the relevancy. Then the value of information is going to be depend on their relevancy. Then I explain what is the meaning of relevancy, right? So the information is depending on that character. The information will get the maximum value at the time is at the critical point. You will get the maximum value when when your time is at your critical point, right? What is the meaning of that? I will explain it in the golden rule of information, right? Remember that you will get the maximum value. When you will get the maximum value, when the time is at the critical point, right? I will explain it more in detail in the chapter of golden rule. I will use the board for that. Information will get a high value after the processing. When does the information will get a higher value? Information will get a higher value after processing. The value of the information will fade according to the time. Fade means it depends on the time. The information of the value of the information is fade according to the time. This is about the value of information. Next, we are going to talk the uses of information. The information is used for decision making purpose. Why we used information? We used information for decision making purpose. Why we use information? We use the informations for take or to create or to make the decisions. The information needed to carry out our day-to-day activities, and also from this information it carries our day-to-day activities, and to increase our existing knowledge. To increase our existing knowledge, we need the information, and to forecast process and information is needed. For forecasting processes also the information is needed. Okay, are you clear about this value of information and the uses of information? Please drop me a message. Okay. You raised hand, okay. You may fill those things, right? You may fill those things. They are smaller points. Nothing else. Okay. Hope that you have done this. Done. There are only about 6 words to write now. We will talk about this golden rule of information, right? I will use the board to draw. There is a diagram to draw, right? Before that, we will write. There are some points. First, I will write those points and explain to you later, right? So you may note down this note with me. This rule is graphically represented, or you can write when I'm reading also, represented to the value of the information with the time. With the time. The next point. It is at the maximum value. So the maximum level. Maximum level at the time give a minute, at the maximum level at the moment of the information is created or released. Next one, the value is reduced with the time. With the time and less valuable. Spellings are the valuable. Okay. Carlton, I will explain this. First, you may note down these 3 points and give me a raise hand. Have you finished writing? Yeah, okay. Okay, I will explain this golden rule of information now. Give me a minute. I will again connect my phone. Hope that you can see, right? I will off this camera. You may pin my other number. Okay. We are going to learn about the golden rule of information now. So when we are going to learn about the golden rule of information, what is this golden rule of information, right? I will draw the graph and explain the note that we have written, right? Hope that you can see what we are going to talk. Now we are going to discuss about the golden rule of information. What we are going to talk? We are going to talk about the golden rule of information. When we are going to discuss, when we are going to talk about the golden rule of information, this is graph like this. This shows the value and this is about the time. The value of the information is going to be depend on the time. The value of the information is going to be depend on the time. This is the graph of the golden rule of information. This is the graph of the golden rule of information. What should you remember here? Remember that the value is never going to touch this time. It's never going to be touched. It's like this. It's never become zero. It's never become zero. It's the value is depending on the time. When I'm discussing about the what the users of information, can you remember that I explained a point that called your value is going to be depend with your time. Like give a minute. I mean, on my mobile data, I think it will be much better. Okay. When we are talking about this golden rule of information, the golden rule of information is going to be depend with the time, right? Remember that the golden rule of information is going to be depend on the time. When I'm explaining about the users of information, can you remember that I explain a point that called your maximum value will be given at the critical point. What is that meaning? The maximum value. According to this graph, what is the maximum value that you are getting? This is the point that you are creating, that you are getting the maximum value. This is called as the critical point. When the critical point is created, see how the time is very low. Then what is the theory? When you are getting a higher value, your time is low. But when your value is lower, but when you are getting a lower value, see, you will get a higher time. This is a theory that should you remember. That's what we wrote in the point wise. See, the rule graphically represent the information with the time. In this rule, graphically, the information means the value is dependent on their time. Next point. It is at the maximum value of the moment of the information created. It's at the maximum value. This is the moment that your information is created. The value of the information reduced with the time, it becomes less valuable. See that? When your information value is getting lower and lower, your time is getting faster and faster. When your time, more time consumes, your value is lower. Clarendon, can you clearly understand? Please give me a raised hand. Can you clearly understand about this golden rule of information?
So can you explain it a bit again, sir?
Uh, can you tell me again what you told?
Can you explain it again, sir? I
Explain it
missed the part.
again. Hard.
Yes.
Okay, sure. When we're talking about this golden rule, right? It's not hard actually, yeah? It's simple, but little bit going to be complex, right? In this golden rule of information means just you should remember this, right? When your time is when your time is greater, that means when your time is getting more, your value of the information is getting lower. And when your value of the information is more, that means when the more means this is the critical point. In this instance only, your information is created up. When this is at the critical point, the time is getting lower. Can you clear now?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I think that's all. It's not hard, huh? Okay. I will show something questions, right? About this golden rule. I am doing the questions later. But you told that you are hard, right? It's difficult to understand. So I will explain some questions, not going to be explained actually. I will show some questions about this. Then you can get a much knowledge. We will screen share again and we will open our unit wise past papers tute. Yeah, this unit wise past papers unit wise, not the marking paper. This is unit 1 and 2. Oops, this is Sinhala medium one, right? We will open, I think this should be only, no, it's also, never mind. I will explain from this. Let's leave. Let's open unit 1 and 2 again. Okay. I will explain from this. We will take 2014 as I remember. As I remember, there is a question in 2014, right? This is unit 2. Okay. This is unit 2. That's the reason. That's what I'm finding. I can remember that there is a question into this is also a question. We'll see 2014 one. It's about a cricket match. There is a question. Yeah, this is 2014 question 9. See this. The Sri Lankan, you may do not uh, look at the Sinhala ones. It's maybe difficult for you. Wait, I will remove those things. Otherwise, you will get something as you are harder for Sinhala. Okay. Remember, see these things, what I am going to be explained now. Okay, see, the Sri Lankan cricket team won the T20 World Cup in the tournament of 2014. You know that, right? Sri Lankan cricket team won the T20 World Cup in 2014. The Sri Lankan cricket fans has the highest value. Then what is the meaning of this highest value? Highest value means if we view the graph, the value and the information, right? Sorry, not the value and the information, value and the time. I will draw the graph like this. The highest value means at this point. That means at the critical point, when the critical point will be created. Final match started, image that the match is going to be started. Not much audience is there. There is a somehow audience, but it's not at the maximum value. It's like the range here. When Tisera Pereira, I cannot remember whether the Tisera Pereira scored. Tisara Pereira scored the winning run. Image that for the last ball they needed 1 runs. So image that Tisara Pereira is going to be scored the winning run. That is the moment that all the Sri Lankan cricket fans looking at that moment. All the Sri Lankan cricket fans as well as all the Sri Lankan cricket peoples are looking the cricket match. All the TVs are on, all the screens are on, all the projectors are on, all the Facebook links are open. So this is the point that the golden rule of information created. We'll see the other options. The captain Lasit Malinga received the trophy. Image that if you are watching a cricket match for the trophies, yeah, some people may watch, but not at the critical point. Uh, newspapers, or and not peoples are reading the newspapers, right? They saw the cricket team at the Katunayak airport. No, only few peoples will see. Carlton, can you now can you clear about the golden rule of information? How the questions are generated from this area?
Yes.
Uh, your
Yes.
microphone is on, but I cannot hear you. Can you clear?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. We'll see another small question. Nah? I heard like you are clear. If not, if I am wrong, drop a message. Because of raining, I cannot hear your voice clearly.
Okay.
See, this is 2015 35th question. Which of the following graphical illustrate about the golden rule of information? You know the don't think about this, right? Tortu age means the value, kale means the time, right? The correct draft. Did we drew a draft like this? No. No. This? No. What is those? No. Then what is the correct draft? Answer number 1. Carlton, can you clearly understand now the concepts of this golden rule of information? As it's heavily raining here, I cannot hear when your microphone is on. So you may drop a message. Can you understand this golden rule? Even though still you cannot understand this golden rule of information, please drop a message. Yes, I understood it. Okay, very good. Uh, I think that not only you got understood, I think that so you get a knowledge how the questions are created from this golden rule of information, like those questions only. They do not ask these definitions as smaller ones. Their questions have been creative. That's the reason I told that you should do more and more and more and more papers and papers and papers for the subject of ICT, because the result means to get a pass or a B pass or to get a district rank, definitely you should maintain papers, right? So we will move to the next point, right? This is big data analyst and data processing life cycle, data gathering. I think that so I can come to the areas because my plan is to finish this chapter within this May month. May month, when we finish this May month, I should end this chapter. But from the June onwards, we are not going to start the third unit. We should discuss the past papers and we should do. As I remember in the physical classes, yeah, in the physical classes, I did this within 1 month. We will also I will drop a message to your WhatsApp, right? About the covering date that we missed on the last week. Before we are going to discuss about the big data analyst, can you please drop me a message? Uh, did you founded the classes for accounting and BS?
Yes,
And
I
for
found.
where do you go in for accounting and BS? Whether I should see whether they also are my friends. That's the reason.
That's a program.
Huh?
I go. Yes, yes, sir.
Can you drop a message?
Yes.
Because I cannot hear your voice because of the rain. You dropped a message, okay. There is a sir called Osad. Go to the BS. Osad. Osad. Okay, good. Anyhow, accounting subject. Definitely you should find a class, huh? A good class for accounting. Yeah, somehow work at the beginning, right? As I told in the beginning of the class, for all the three subjects, you should work hard. At least I told that I will join the screen. I cannot again on my phone because of the rainy. I told that we are going a journey within 2 years, right? The day one is image that today is the day one, and after the 2 years, this is the last day. In the first day, you should at least study 2 hours per day. But when you are coming to the last day, you should study at least 10 hours. 10 hours per day. So I don't have physical classes. Okay, sure. I think that so you cannot do physical classes. So the online classes, you should maintain the online classes very well, right? If you have any issues, you can talk with this sir. Especially this is or you will get a much advantage in this ICT class with me because it's only you there. Still only you there, right? Because my physical class students does not join these online classes because I told that I am explaining it in this fully English, so they will not join because they are Sinhala mediums. They are doing only the subject of ICT in English medium. So some students are there even they cannot write when I'm reading even. So they are very weak students, but they are scoring because of my papers. But when from this class, you will get an advantage. Why? Because this is only you know. So you can ask with me any question. You can chat with me any question. You can close with me any question, right? So if you have any problem, even though there are only another 12:50 time, right? 1:13 over, there are only 40 minutes. After this 40 minutes, definitely you should study these areas that I have been explained. And you should generate your own questions and keep 2 3 days, and you should close your tune, and you should off your phone laptop, and you should see whether you can answer the questions that you have answered. For example, for the finally I am going to tell this scenario. I will see whether we can find out the message. 2028 LL batch, when our chapter 1, that means when our unit 1 is over, there is a program called self-study program that I maintain. I told that you should maintain questions by yourself. You also, right? You also in that question maintenance. Yeah, this is right. See, I have put the notice. I will add you to this group as well. GCC Advanced Level Unit 1 Self-Study Program. Questions made by the students. There is a student called a girl called Sayanjana. He have made 146 questions at the end of this chapter. But there are some boys, they haven't maintained the questions, right? But we'll see at this chapter ending of this chapter, how much of questions does you have been made. You can definitely use the AI tools to maintain these questions, right? You know that ChatGPT, Gemini AI, Nova AI, now the AI technology is being very developed, very high technology of AI in Sri Lanka we have. And definitely, I think that so even though you are in Ampal, you have internet connections and you have the facilities. So you can upload this note to ChatGPT as a PDF or as an image. And you can tell the ChatGPT, you can give the prompt to the ChatGPT, please make the questions by referring this tutor. Then the ChatGPT will auto-generate some questions. Then you may take a CR book and you may write those questions. And you should very well study, very well study this my tutor. And you should answer those questions selfly only. If you can answer those questions without looking the tutor, that means perfectly you have 100% studied and you have perfectly understood what I have been explained. So you should maintain that self-study program today onwards to our journey, right? So we will move to the next point. What is our next point? Our next point is going to be big data analyst. What is the meaning of this big data analyst, right? I will explain what is the meaning of this big data analyst, and I will give the not finally, right? Image that a huge company. There is a huge company image that what is a huge company? John Kills. John Kills. In their John Kills social media, they have very large amount of data. So those data are very difficult to handle. They are very difficult to maintain. So we are maintaining them. How to analyze those kinds of big data? How to analyze those kind of much data? So it's called as the big data analyst. As the golden rule of information, as we done earlier, you may write the points with me. Then finally, after that, I will explain you the points. I think that is much better. If you have questions, you can drop me, right? A message. Okay, we are going to learn about big data analysis. Organize. Definitely study for the weekly text. Next week, you have a 30 minutes paper from what I have teach now. MCQ questions as well as essay questions. Both questions are considered. So study. Organizations such as social media companies, research institutions, and some private companies capture terabyte of the data in the user interactions. Their data buses, right? What are data buses? We will learn the data buses in unit 2, right? They are address bus. There are some kinds of buses, right? We will learn it in unit 2. When I am explaining it in unit 2, we will learn. Okay, their buses are very huge in size. Therefore, it is difficult. Therefore, it is difficult to process these data using general computers. and traditional softwares and traditional softwares. After you finish writing these points, please raise me a hand. Okay, I will explain how. See this. Big data analyst. Organizations such as social media companies. What are the social media companies? If we take Facebook, then what? Instagram, TikTok, and research institutions and some private companies. Image that we will take one. If we take more, it will be complex for you. Image that the social media company, right? So the social media company, they research within millions and billions of data. That means they have to store in their servers within terabytes of data. How those data are analyzed, how those data, even I will say, you can see the screen, right? You can see the screen. Oh no, you cannot see the screen, right? Wait, I will share. I think now you can see the screen, right? I will go to Google and I will search the how much of how much of Google search are there in a second, right? In a second, we will just search and see. Per second, there are 99,000, right? Per day, there are 13.7 billions of Google search. Image that per day. That means per day means for 24 hours, there are 13.7 billion of peoples are using this server, using this private institution called Google. Then how to analyze those data? Then how the company of Google analyze those data? It's called as the big data analyst. Carlton, can you clearly understand now what is the meaning of this big data analyst? If you clearly understand about the big data analyst, you can raise the hand or you can drop a message. Yeah, very good. Okay. Then the next point, the students are getting bit difficult, right? Not difficult actually, they are going to mix about the data life cycle and what we talked earlier with this is data life cycle, right? Remember that this is data life cycle. This data life cycle consists of major three parts as data creation, meaningful data, and removal of absolute data. Now we'll see what we'll be learning now. We are going to learn that's data life cycle. This is data processing life cycle. They have added a word called processing. So these are two diagrams. Even though you can see this in the picture, in data life cycle there are only three steps, but in this data processing life cycle it consists of four stages. What are the four stages of data processing life cycle? The first stage is data gathering. The what is the first stage? The first stage is data gathering. I will give the time, right? After data gathering, what is this is how the data processing life cycle consists, right? That means this is a point, right? You should remember these steps because the MCQs they ask. This is your first stage. This is your second stage. This is your third stage. And this is your fourth stage. Okay, this is data gathering. The second stage, what is the second stage? It's data input. It's data input. Some students are thinking that data input should be our first stage. No, before we input the data, we should gather the data. Before we input the data, what should we do? We should gather the data. After we gather in the data, we should input the data. After when we input the data, we should process and storing. After we input, what should we do? We should process and storing. After process and storing, we should get a final output. The final output is called as the information. Then these are the four main stages of data processing life cycle. They what are the four main stages? The first stage is data gathering, second stage is data input, next is process and storing, and the final stage is output. Output means the information. You should study these stages, these steps, right? Can you clear? Carlton, can you clear about this data life cycle? Yeah, okay. Note down this data life cycle. Next, we are going to talk individually subtopic. What is data gathering? What is data input? What is data processing? And what is output? We could not finish all those things today, but we will try our maximum. After you write in these four stages, please give me a raise hand. Okay, you are finished writing, right? Okay. Okay, we will move forward, right? Okay. There are some stages, there are some things to write in data processing, right? As I done earlier, I will type this. You may write when I am typing, then I will explain. Data processing life cycle consists of four consists of four main steps. We can process data by using the manual or the automated methods. It is also set of operations used to transform the data into the information. Okay, you may write these points. Okay, then what is data processing life cycle, right? Data processing life cycle mainly consists of how many stages data processing life cycle consists? Mainly four steps. You know what are they? What are they? Data gathering, data input, process and storing, and output. We can process the data by using manual or automated methods. The data that we have, we can process those data by using our manual as well as our automated methods. It is also set the operations used to transform the data into information, and we use to transform the set of operations, and we use to transform the data into information. Just you should remember these parts only. Data processing life cycle consists of four major steps as data gathering, data input, process and storing, and output. And there are two methods of data gathering, data processing. What are the two methods? As manual method and automated method. Halton, can you clear about these stages? Yeah, okay, very good. Now we are going to talk about our first stage. What is our first stage? It's about data gathering. What is our first stage? The first stage is about data gathering. Now we will learn today what is the meaning of this data gathering and what this data gathering contains. Okay, we'll see. Data gathering, I will write and explain. It's a collection. You may write with me. Collection of data in order to process and measure the information on variables, interest, okay. After you write in the write in these stages of data gathering, you may give me a raise hand. Okay, what is the meaning of this data gathering? Data gathering means collection of data in order to process and measure the information on the variables. If there are variables to measure the information and to process the data, we called it as data gathering. Collection of data can be time consuming and labor intensive process, because to collect the data, if we are collecting the data using the manual method, It consumes of time and labor incentive. More labor force is needed, so we can use these automated methods. In these automated methods, there are several stages of data gathering. There are several ways of data gathering. Now we will learn what are those stages, what are the methods that we can gather the data. I will give the time to write. The first one is the interviews. What is the first one? Interviews. You learn those things in System Development Life Cycle Grade 11 Unit 2. In System Development Life Cycle, first stage, identification of requirements. How to require your identification by interviews, questionnaires, document sample collection are those like those things, right? How to gather the data? We can gather the data by interview. The second one is by questionnaires and servers. Surveys. By questionnaires and surveys, we can gather the data. The next one is by observation. I think that's so you know the meaning. What is observation, right? By observation, you can gather the data. By a forecasting group, by a forecast group. You are appointing a group, right? Image that you are appointing a group and you are telling that group to find these information and give these information to me. You are appointing a forecasting group. That is another way of data gathering. Second, next one is oral history case. Oral history case. You can find out the history of the data that you are searching and you can gather those information. Next one is document sample collection. Document sample collection. By the documents that you have, you can collect the information. Carlton, can you clear about this data gathering techniques? Please raise hand. Okay, note down this. Okay, Carlton, note down these things. Have you ever note down these things? Please drop me a message if you have note down these things. Hello. Okay, you have done, right? Is that, yeah, okay. Next one, data input. What will be learned about this data input or what we can discuss in this data input? What is the meaning of this data input? Input of data can be done in manual as well as automated methods. Data input, we can done this data input in the both methods as manual as well as automated. How we can input the data? We can input the data by manual as well as automated methods. I think that, right? I think that you know the meaning, right? You know the meaning. What is the meaning of this data? So the manual and automated. Manual means manually. Automated means we are using this system automatically, right? These are the two methods. First, we will look at what are the manual input methods that we have, and next we will see. I will try my best, right? Because I will want to go to pick my mother. That's the reason. We'll see. Okay. We will learn what are the manual input methods. When we are talking about these manual input methods, keyboard is a major role of this manual input method. We'll see. This is a very familiar input device. Keyboard is a very familiar input device typically used to input the data into the personal computer applications such as database and spreadsheets. Why we use keyboard? We use this keyboard to use these personal applications such as database and spreadsheets. I think that's so you have learned in the O levels what are databases, right? For those databases to input the data, we use this keyboard. Touch screen. Computer monitors are developed to selected by the touching the fingers. By touching the fingers, you can touch screen. Carlton, can you clearly understand these two about keyboard and touch screen? If yes, yeah, okay. Next, we will look at this automated input methods. Give me 2 minutes. I will come. We will stop from automated input methods, right? We will do this. I give me 5 minutes. I will come. Okay, we are going to talk about these automated input methods. I think that's so, right? You know these automated input methods because you learn these automated input methods in grade 10. What is magnetic ink character recognition? What is optical markup recognition? What is optical character recognition? I see. Yeah. What is intelligence character recognition? I think that so you haven't learned this point. Intelligence character recognition, I think that's so you haven't learned. Magnetic strip sub sweep cards you didn't learn, but you learned OMR, OCR, and MICR. I think that's so. Did you get the question? You did O-level exams, right? Uh, Carlton, you told me earlier that you have done O-level ICT. How, before moving to those automated methods, just we'll see, we find out our details. How was your O-level ICT exam? How much did you score for your O-level MCQ paper? Drop a message. How much?
It wasn't that hard.
Little bit hard. Okay. Did you check your MCQ?
Yeah, in pseudocode part, I made some mistakes.
Okay.
Others, I guess it's okay.
How much did you score for your MCQ out of 40? Doesn't matter. Just drop a message even that you cannot say.
Okay.
Drop a message because I should see what have you scored. Because if you have scored more than 30 marks, give a minute. Hello. අම්මේ කෝල් ගාලා තාම තුඩල්ලලු. මෙහෙට වහිනවද ඒක හොඳට? ඔව් වහිනවා. ඕ පප්පා නෑ මම ඔන්ලයින් ක්ලාස් එකක් ගන්න ගියද? මම යවන්නම්. Okay. If you have score about 40 out of 30, it's better, right? For my O-level students have scored. There are 17 students from 2025 O-level batch. From 17, 15 of them scored more than 30 marks. If you score more than 30, definitely you will get A pass. But remember that it's not right. It's not depend for your A-level results. That's what I said. For the A-level results, work from the beginning, right? If you are work from the beginning for your A-level exam, if you are targeting from the beginning onwards your A-levels, you will get a much more better results. Okay, we'll move to the topic. Okay, we are going to learn about you did not go to ICT class. That's the reason. That's definitely that should 28 is all, it's already okay. Because Kavindusa only told me. Because I don't know you actually, right? That's the reason. If I know you, I can provided my online classes for. I did 7 hours online class, paper class for all level students from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. Okay. There is only 5 more minutes. I should go to pick my mother. Carlton, shall we do this automated input methods on next week? Please drop a message. Shall we do those things on the next week? Next week I will
Sure.
do. Okay. Next week I will surely do these things more. Did you understand about the lesson?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. I will end the Zoom section for now. Next Thursday we will do, and we will only do in 3 days as today is 14th and we will do 21st and 28th, only 3 days. So we will put a cover update on next week. I told your fees, I will send the bank details. If you can pay the fees before 10 to 15 you can pay, but if you can pay in the month end also. If you are paying at the month end, please tell me, then you can pay it after 25. I will send the bank details. Okay, next week we will do from which we stopped today. Remember that you will get a weekly paper from what I have teach today. So I will end this home section. Thank you for participation.
Thank you and goodbye.
Okay, thank you.